Hi, and welcome to Duct Tape and Happy Thoughts. Duct Tape and Happy Thoughts is a podcast that deals with just everyday topics from relationships to the work environment, to parenting, to bullies, to peer pressure, and the list goes on. My name is Cyster, and with me I have the beautiful Tash Lion, as well as Dakota Lion.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome, ladies.
So
Welcome
good to be
to the
back.
podcast.
Thank you.
I'll leave it up to the ladies because ladies are always first. What are we discussing today?
Okay, I've got an interesting one.
Okay.
It's just maybe because what I've been going through in this past week. You know, friendships, relationships, family, very, very interesting mix. I thought, why don't we speak about grudges and gringes?
Ooh. Okay. Just give me a bit more.
Feel this with me, guys.
Okay, cool.
Okay. I got married 15 years ago, and Auntie Sue has still not forgotten that she was not invited.
Okay. I get it.
Another one. Okay. Auntie Nolene is the pro at making the trifle every year at Christmas, but instead of asking Auntie Nolene, we asked the new sister-in-law to make the trifle.
Okay.
And she made it different. She didn't use sherry. She used liqueur.
Okay.
And this is
And
now
that
why
is-
I
and
don't
that is
get
what-
Nolene's trifle anymore.
Yeah, or any Christmas presents or
nothing.
anything.
Anything at all.
I just want to talk about, there's so many times that people miscommunicate or they sweat the small things when it comes to family, especially family. Okay, I know it happens with the friends as well, you know, because we all have different lifestyles and different value systems. You know what I mean?
Great.
But we all have our family dynamic, okay? But sometimes the family disagrees about something or somebody gets upset and then there's the silent treatment and they won't talk to each other for like a decade. I mean, what is with that?
Okay, cool. So we're going Gringes and Grudges?
Yes.
Arguments, family feuds.
There we go.
That's it. Okay, cool. So now we know it. And the trifle and no Christmas presents. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, Dukia, it's arguments and family feuds, as we all know, is all part of life. Some people disagree, some people agree. My question straight out to the bat is, are arguments really worth it? I mean, do you think they're really worth it?
Okay. Somebody wants to jump in.
Yeah, go for it.
This is going to be good.
No, I have quite a controversial opinion on this.
Okay.
Obviously, nobody likes to have an argument. We're being honest.
No.
Nobody likes having an argument. But I think that arguments are important because you're in the moment. You're saying everything that needs to be said. And sometimes there's actually underlying things that have been needing to get out, but haven't gotten out. So now they're finally getting out because you're in the moment, you're screaming, you're upset. So say, for example, I'm upset with you, Ryan, because you normally use a green cup, I use a blue cup, but today you decided to use my blue cup.
Ryan,
and now I'm
you're
getting
wrong.
upset. Now I'm getting upset over a cup, but I'm actually upset with you for something completely different, but I'm arguing with you about a cup.
That you did.
You get what I'm
did
saying?
3 months ago.
So in my opinion, and you guys can disagree with me, but I feel that arguments, obviously none of us like them, but I feel like they are necessary to, resolve and also talk about things that sometimes people don't always want to talk about.
Okay, cool. So you feel arguments is part of life. It's just going through the mill, and sometimes there's obviously underlying issues that people also just need to talk about.
Yes.
Maybe just sit down and have a chat and say, look here, you are arguing about some petty things, but how about just divulging more or talking more about it, etc., etc. But my best one is when you're just obviously arguing with a colleague or a friend, but my thing is relationship arguments. Now that takes it to the next level,
Next level.
And with it comes the all faithful silent treatment. Now that's a ball that everyone
Has gone through.
We've all had that,
throw
right?
it and go, cool. If you can't win an argument,
Yeah, we're not going to say anything.
not going to say anything, and silent treatment starts.
I think silent treatment's so funny because the way you're gonna win is if you're quiet the longest.
Okay. So let's discuss. So the one. Okay, let me also try, because I've never ever understood the silent treatment and who actually wins in the end. Is it the one that sort of?
It's the one that grovels.
Yeah. No, it is though, because if now you're in the silent treatment and you're not saying anything,
Okay.
and then the other person finally gives in, then you're like, yes, I've won. But you've also been wanting to talk about it, but you weren't the first person to talk about it.
Okay, so do you say that? Oh yes, I won, or is that also done in silence? You know
I
what
think
I'm
that's
saying?
also done like in silence.
Like inside, it's like, okay, babes, I understand. I'm sorry too, and then you walk away and you go, yeah, I won that one.
So is there a reference here? I'm just asking. Is there a good reference here, Dakota? Because I feel you're going somewhere with it.
No, I
mean, you're a teenager, so give us the scoop.
I don't know. I feel like silent treatment is very common in our generation as well. I've noticed.
Okay.
Like I've never been a silent treatment person. Well, I don't enjoy.
No, you're not.
I don't enjoy the silent treatment.
No.
If I'm the type of person that, if there's a situation, I want to talk about it right now. I want to sort it out right now. I don't see the point in the silent treatment. But there are a lot of kids. Well, not kids. There are a lot of people my age that just love the silent treatment and just will not talk to each other. And I've never understood it.
Has it ever worked out for you when you did a silent treatment? Have you won the battle?
No, because I'm always the first one to talk.
I got to back up on that.
Well, that defeats the purpose. So it's like, honey, I'm upset with you. And then 2 seconds later you go, what would you like?
No, well, for example, say my mom and I have a disagreement.
Okay.
Mom sometimes uses the silent treatment, and I think we all have at some point in our life.
I'm just quiet.
Yeah, she just won't say anything, and that is so much worse than saying things. Like, I do not enjoy it when she just doesn't talk, because I don't know what to do, and I will do everything in my power to make her talk to me.
Yeah, and I think that's very, very sort of like evident as a parent. When you're wanting to drive or teach a lesson.
Yes, but I think it's also, and it'll come back to relationships as well. I think the one party that's part of all of this, sometimes they go quiet because they just want to calm down and they want to kind of reflect on everything, before maybe saying something else. So, but yes, sometimes some people can push it a little far. I mean, I've heard some crazy stories where, partners don't talk for a long time, and it can get quite bad. And that's why, in a way, sometimes the silent treatment sort of creates an opportunity to deal with the underlying things that are actually the issue. It's not actually about what's actually going on at that present moment. Yeah. It's actually something else that sparked it off.
Yeah. I tend to agree with that. One question that I've always had when it comes to sort of arguments and going into sort of silent treatments and things, why is it when you start out in the relationship, right?
Yes.
It's the honeymoon phase.
Yes.
And everyone wants to be their best and happy and
love in the air.
Love in the air, walking hand in hand.
Yes.
Skipping in the meadows. And very rarely arguments happen then, or disagreements or silent treatments.
Okay.
But the minute you make it official, all hell breaks loose, and then just shots get fired and people tend to say what they want to say, and arguments happen, and silent treatments kick in, and so 1 minute is the whole romantic love thing, and then it goes into this whole different aspect of your relationship. Okay, why is that?
Well, I want to know, because you've just sparked off another conversation, which is related, is when is it official? Because I remember when I started dating, Dakota came to me and she went, okay, so what are you doing? Are you like talking to each other? Are you vibing? Are you dating?
Vibing? What is vibing?
You see, this is why I don't understand, because I've never understood how adults date. But I will agree, like the stages we have is very unnecessary. But they're there. And so, okay, let me break it down for you.
Okay, cool.
So first you have talking. Okay, so that's when you are talking to this person and you guys are getting to know each other.
Yeah.
Then vibing is kind of the same thing, but vibing's where everybody knows. if you've decided to let everyone know that you guys
Are talking.
you guys like each other and you're talking to each other, and like I'm talking to him, she's talking to me, or whatever gender you are, and then you like each other, like, you know, and then it's the relationship.
Oh my
but
gosh, it's so
the
long-winded.
relationship that
Oh
mom
my
also
goodness.
sometimes forgets is that, doesn't understand, is that when you have to be asked to be in a relationship, like you have to be asked, like, will you be my boyfriend or will you be my girlfriend?
Okay, I didn't get that. I just remember, like, growing up, it was like, I like you too. Okay, let's be boyfriend and girlfriend. That was it.
Then it's sort of it's this natural progression in your relationship whereby you spend more and more time together, and then people and friends notice. It's not like your whole vibing thing is like from talking to vibing. Now everyone's like, ooh, they next level. We, the older generation, sort of went, cool, we're spending more and more, and people then realized, okay, so this girlfriend or boyfriend is visiting often, and I'm guessing they're in a relationship. And until I think a good time then passes when parents then sit their kids down and go, so who's that guy and who's that girl that comes all the time?
I don't even remember us doing that. It was just like, it's my boyfriend, or that's my girlfriend. But guys, listen here, we digress.
Yes, because we're on vibing and
family feuds and Gringes. So I actually want to share a very, very interesting fact, because you know, I've heard so many stories about families that have feuds where they don't talk to each other for years, and like not even up until the deathbed. They won't get the apology even from the dying person. So I went and actually looked this up. Okay,
cool.
Sorry, just give me a minute while I have a look.
Good old faithful Google.
She never lets me down.
But Ryan, I want to come back to your question about the 3-month honeymoon period.
Yes.
Because it's actually, like, in my opinion, it's a fact. You have these 3 months of like, oh, love, I'm so in love with you. And then something happens that last day of that 3rd month and it's all just gone. And like, it's not that you guys like hate each other, but like you just argue a lot more than you normally would.
Yeah, because I mean, I think many partners sort of hold back, not wanting to rock the boat because they sort of wanted to go somewhere serious.
They put on their best behavior.
Yeah, and the best behavior and the front and things like that. And then, as I said, everything sort of bursts by the seams, and then you're going, oh, am I really supposed to be with this person?
That wall almost like breaks down. You start noticing those little things that just start irritating you.
The way he chews his popcorn. Anyway, sorry. Okay, Google says... Okay, what does Google say? Feuds are actually so well known in the United States, especially in the Midwest, okay? They call it blood feuding in the United States. It would go so far and be so escalated into a clan-wide feud or a range war involving dozens or even hundreds of participants, okay? I mean, they've even got listed, like, notable feuds amongst family in, feuds in the Old West. One of them was, I think it's hysterical, and they've got a picture here, like, all the families with their rifles and everything. Okay. The Hatfield clan of West Virginia in 1897 had a long-standing feud with the Kentucky-based McCoy clan.
That's some serious stuff there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just thought it was like, just this us doing and having feuds. But I mean, that's serious going into history.
Like real serious stuff. It's like having like a whole feud with another family or a neighbor. Can you imagine? So I just think it's so funny that we sweat the small stuff in this day and age still.
I mean, if I take it back to sort of men, Okay, maybe let's not generalize. I'm gonna go me, right? I very rarely sort of do silent treatments purely based because I think I like to talk. So it defeats the purpose of...
We know, right?
It defeats the purpose of...
That's why we're here, Ryan.
Of a silent treatment. But I mean,
exactly.
I sort of get caught out in the fact whereby I'm going, oh, I need to prove my point. You will see. I'm going to stick to it. No talking. It lasts about 5 minutes and go back like... Okay, so what are we doing for supper, or what? And then it's
So men let things slide a lot easier than women do.
I think that's it. I think men sort of don't sort of ponder much on sort of arguments and silent treatments. They will know that they will need to stay obviously clear from their wife or girlfriend or partner for a few days. You know what I'm saying? Weeks even. But I mean, some family issues. I mean, we can't shy away from it. Sometimes have real issues, whether it sort of be abuse or anything sort of alcohol or drugs, and then they start taking part. I mean, each other's sides, and then sometimes that's when family feuds begin.
Actually become quite big.
Yeah, when it's
ugly.
a partner gets abused, and then a brother of the one that's getting abused steps in, and then the argument happens, and they don't see each other because he's just sticking up for his sister, or vice versa. And I think that's the most important thing that we obviously as a family need to get through. And like you were saying, there's obviously underlying issues, and you have to you have to talk about it. Now, if you in a family feud, right, or an argument with one of your close friends,
or the
Gringes,
sorry,
and they on their deathbed, right, and they're on the deathbed, nobody said that they were wrong, yet. So this one's 2 minutes before they close their eyes, right? Do you, as an individual, go, "I'm sorry," or do you give it? Do you give in and go, it's maybe it's a good thing to make amends with and peace with this person. The person is dying. Or do you stand there, hold that person's hand and go,
like the Grinch,
"I'm going to wait for my apology until the bitter end."
Until his dying breath.
It's a bit dark, right?
No. I think the better thing to do would be obviously to put your differences aside. At least take the opportunity with the last hours, or even if they're not on their deathbed, to actually put the differences aside. You don't have to agree with that person, but you can make peace.
You
know what? You can actually say, you know what? Megan, but I'm not saying a woman's name because all my friends are going to, who's Megan? Rory, I hear you. And you know what? That is your opinion, and I respect it. And let's just agree to disagree and just respect each other's opinion. And I'm sorry if I offended you. I didn't mean to. But I mean, I just think that's the best way to go.
And then the machine goes, bing.
And then it goes, okay, nobody won. Like, so now, who won this argument, or who won this 30-year feud?
I feel it depends on the situation.
Okay. I want to share a really good end to a feud.
Okay.
I suppose you could call it feud. So, my late husband used to be a big Liverpool supporter. Well, he still is. I'm sure he's up there in heaven cheering for them. And I used to be a Man United supporter. Okay. And I actually had a Man United garter made up for our wedding.
Oh.
And
hit him where it hurts the most.
He's probably like cringing.
Yeah, it's like it's my perfect wedding day, and happy and so happy.
Dun,
and
dun, dun.
See the day through.
Exactly. So I decided it was time, because he used to be fanatical and his friends were fanatical, and he used to drive me insane. Like if Liverpool loses, then my late husband wouldn't talk for like 3 days. He'd sock, I mean, I think some of them even cry, right?
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what, this is enough. Wore the garter, and the whole hall was divided. But when I threw that garter, they were all laughing, and I asked for forgiveness from my new husband. He forgave me, and everybody was happy, and everybody had a whole new perception and attitude to football.
Yeah, but I mean, I think on that note, I think that's also the one thing that guys tend to let things slide.
Yeah, they do.
But but football and sport is another thing.
Yeah, they die by the sword with that.
Where they will stick to their guns, and they will have that feud with the opponent, and sort of backtrack on 2-year or 4-year ago game, and still say and have that argument.
No, they'll remember
and
it.
they will remember it.
Exactly.
And bring it up. So in their personal life, they will just let things slide. But with the guys, they will always bring up when it comes to football or sport or.
So here's the lemonade side of feuds.
Okay.
Gridges. They always bring character to a family.
They do.
They bring colour. It makes them colourful. And when you're sitting at a dinner table, whenever, Christmas or whatever, and you bring up these funny stories, it's delightful. Everybody
Yes.
in the family, it brings people together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No matter where you are, you have a good chuckle, good laugh, especially about the family members that have passed over that were those cringes.
Yeah, the little old auntie that used to always
There we
do
go.
that. And
Yeah.
one thing that's always puzzling. I mean, I think there's various degrees with sort of arguments, especially when it comes to wives and their mother-in-laws.
Oh, yeah.
Bad one, Ryan.
Sometimes, you can sit a wife down and go, no, she has the perfect relationship with her mother-in-law, whatever. It's not as bad as others,
I think it's very cliche.
but there's always
Something.
something. There's always like something. It's never like clean cut. Whereas guys go, cool, it's my father-in-law, you know where to draw the line. It's sort of punch on the arm,
Get that
cool, but
argument's over.
Why are you both
you will-
punching me?
Oh, sorry.
okay, sorry. Where you know your boundaries
stand.
and where you stand, and we just let it go.
Yes.
Guys will be guys. We'll have that argument maybe with your father-in-law, or you'll make his point, and you'll go, cool, point taken. He'll go back home, sit with his own thoughts, and go, point taken.
Yes.
And next time,
Everything's
you
fine.
guys get together, it's not going to be a big thing.
But the ladies
Women and the ladies. I mean, not trying to put the
Yeah.
ladies in the spotlight, but I
But
mean,
it's true.
the ladies always go,
because we're more
cool,
emotional.
I'm sorry, but walk away and go, yeah,
Some
I'm
of
not
us.
really sorry,
Yeah. Yes.
So is it just
I
in the
think
nature? Is it
it's-
just in your DNA? Or?
I think it's generalizing, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's in our DNA. Listen here, we are the nurturers of the world, so that emotional component will come in.
Yeah,
But yes,
yeah.
it's,
Is it? Could it possibly be that whole? I'm taking your son,
I think so,
and
definitely.
low
It's
power,
territorial.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
territorial.
Territorial.
It's exactly what
it's
it
my
is.
baby, and you
Exactly.
going, oh, but it's my baby. It's
my baby
too,
now.
and my baby now.
yeah, yeah.
And I think it's going to be that back and forth.
But it makes it interesting.
Yeah. So I think we should talk about things, and just obviously get over arguments and
Yes.
things like that. That's sort of
Communication. It's key.
Communication.
But I think we're definitely going to have to touch on that whole relationship thing. I mean, I think it's so interesting, the whole dating side, when you're actually official,
And how
when
different
you
it
decide
is.
to be exclusive. I think it's fascinating.
Yeah, because I mean, I think especially when you have older kids and you have kids, is that you also wanting to not be hip and cool, but you also want to kind of be with it, and you're not old school.
Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely got to touch on that.
Oh, absolutely.
Vibing and what's it? Vibing and talking.
Talking.
There's another one.
I thought talking just goes with. You're supposed to talk to your partner.
Yeah.
No, but that's
that was a given.
It wasn't
That's
like
like
like a
I
level.
think we were born to breathe and learn to talk. And
Oh my goodness.
I mean, just imagine we sort of meet each other and it's like, we're not at a level yet
we're not
talk.
telepathic yet.
to talk.
We're just
my
busting
goodness.
you.
I didn't make these rules, okay? I just know what they mean.
Somebody made the rules and you're following it. So, I think talking and just being forgiving.
Yes.
And and then just living life, because I mean life is too short,
Far too short.
especially now with what the whole world went through, and we're losing people along the way from accidents and illness and things, and I think when you're there, I mean we mentioned earlier on about being on your deathbed, but sometimes people pass away suddenly and you didn't make that amends with them,
Yes.
and you've got to live
With that
with
guilt.
that guilt. Even though it's such a small thing, you got to live the rest of your life knowing that I didn't make amends with Dakota or with Tash. And, and see the best in it.
I just want to end off by saying,
Yeah?
let Auntie Sue make the freaking Christmas trifle.
Her way, and if
way.
you don't like it, don't dish it.
Don't eat it.
Don't eat it. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for
Thanks,
the
Ryan.
chat.
so much.
Yep.
So good.
Join us again next week for another episode of Duct Tape and Happy Thoughts.